Hello all, I'm here with a new video for you today, and today I want to show you how Adobe has a real open source competitor in Darktable. Now, in the open source world, we tend to say, oh, X is a great alternative to Y, or at least X is an alternative to Y, when you know what, in some cases there might be some fairly significant compromises in the open source version. But with Darktable, that really is not the case. This is a professional grade program that I have been using to make my pictures, for developing my photography. So, let's get into it. And in case you're wondering why there's about a billion pictures of a tank here, yeah, you need to watch my channel a little bit more. I'm kind of in love with tanks. So what I want to do is I'm going to take you guys through a very simple workflow that I have been using to make some pretty good photos. So first we're going to go to import up here in the corner and add to library. Now, a practice that I like to use is I save all my pictures to my pictures, and I save them in folders by the date that I extracted them off of my camera. So we're going to go for some ones that I got today, and we're going to go add to library. I was outside having a little bit of fun. We have a late season snowstorm up here, so I'm going to take you through the workflow. Let's see if I can find a good one of these pictures. I was outside playing with the dog in the snow a little bit. Some of these pictures didn't turn out that great. So I'm gonna go for, I think this one's my favorite. So it's a little underexposed. We can fix that. Yeah, this one looks actually. They're both a little bit underexposed, but let's work with this one. Okay, we got some lovely frozen snowflakes caught the frozen action there. I really like that. So I'm going to show you guys a very simple workflow that I've been using. Because you see, one of the big differences that you're going to notice coming over from Lightroom is that isn't that Darktable is better or worse per se than Lightroom. I mean, obviously I think it's better because it's open source, but what I mean by this is that it's made with a different design philosophy. The UI interface philosophy in Darktable is much more around the fact that the user is the expert and the user is the one in control. And thus, to somebody who isn't as knowledgeable or isn't as familiar with the program, the controls can look quite complicated. This is as opposed to the Adobe philosophy where it's a lot more kind of dumbed down. But I'm going to show you this workflow. So we're going to go right here to correct. This is a great little module section here. And the three modules that I use almost all the time are going to be haze removal, which gives us a little bit more contrast. Lens correction. Now I have a preset set for my lens correction, but they use a huge database of lenses. They have mine in there too. And although I don't need it on this picture, denoise can be very, very handy sometimes. And I'm gonna bring up the sharpness a little bit too. Just use the sharpness preset here. Okay. Now we're going to go into the color. That preset works quite well. You can go to, so to get to the preset, you go color balance, basic colorness, add vibrant colors. It really doesn't overdo it. You can go into the module like this and get a lot more control. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring up the vibrance a little bit and bring up the color contrast a little bit. So again, we're not making things complicated. We're not going in with the eye picker or anything like that. But you can see that had a really quite a lovely effect. Now, I will put out a disclaimer. I am not a professional, either with a Darktable or a professional photographer. In fact, I think that's rather obvious from some of the pictures that I have on the screen here. And in case you're wondering, I took these... Oh, I made a mistake here. So, I'm going to get rid of this preset here. Because I just realized I made a mistake. So, correcting mistakes are very easy in this. You can just turn that off, and there you go. Because I used the wrong lens correction. These were shot with a Canon 50-50 1.8 on a Canon T1i, so it's an older camera. Just 90% of the time I'm using a Tamron 18-200, which is a good lens. So, another preset that I like to use a lot is the local contrast. This doesn't work for every photo, but you can see here it brings out a little bit more clarity. And the tone equalizer. I use the presets on this one a lot. A lot more people will probably be a lot more detail going in and with the eye picker, but I'm just going to show you guys a very quick and easy way to do it. So you can, there's a couple of great presets here that I use a lot. You can see here, this one kind of boosts the contrast a little bit. And that actually really kind of turns out crystal clear. And I'm going to show you guys, under the correct section here, I'm going to show you guys how you can actually find the lens that you were using and the corrections for it. So, go back here. I used the wrong preset. So, we're going to go to the drop down. We're going to go Canon. And this is where we look for our lens. There we go. Canon 50mm STM. Not a lot of distortion on that little lens. So, there you go. I think that's all that really needs to be done to it to make it into a decent photo. Now, there's a lot more I could do, but I wanted to show you guys a workflow that just really simplifies everything and can really make it so that you can actually churn out a lot of photos fast so you don't get bogged down. So, don't forget to like and subscribe and pray every day.